Hey, fourth graders, we're back and we are going to talk about mixed numbers, which is a whole number and a fraction, and improper fractions, which is when the fraction has a headache. The big top number is bigger than the bottom number. And we're going to show how those are equal using pictures, okay? So let's take a look here. Okay, so I have two fractions here. I have 1.5. This is a mixed number because it has a whole number and a fraction. And this is an improper fraction, 3/2. And I want to show that they are equal using pictures. So I'm going to use circles here. Okay? I'm going to use two circles for 1.5. Okay, so one, I have a whole circle shaded. Okay? And then we know this one needs to be divided into two parts because it's half. And I only have one of those parts shaded. 1 1/2. Okay? So now I'm going to draw, we know that these are equal, so I'm going to draw two circles over here. But since we only have this fraction 3/2, then I need each of these circles divided into two pieces because the bottom number tells us how many pieces to divide those into. And I have 3 of those shaded because the numerator tells us how many to shade. Okay, so I can see here that although I divided these each into halves, I've shaded a whole just like over here, and I've shaded a half just like here. So 1/2 is equal to 3/2. All right, let's try another one. This time I have 2 wholes and 2/3. So I divide this one into 1/3. I got 3 pieces, right? Because the bottom tells us how many pieces. So I know I have 2 wholes, so I'm going to shade the whole circle on these. Okay, and then over here I have 2 pieces of my 3 shaded. All right. Now I said these are equal, so I know over here I'm going to have 3 circles again. But this time, since I only have a fraction, I need each one divided into 3 pieces. Okay, and the top number, my numerator, tells us how many to shade, so I'm shading 8 of my pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I look, I have 2 whole ones on both sides, and I have 2 out of 3 on my other one. All right, let's take a look at one more, guys. 1 1/4, so I'm dividing this into how many pieces? You got it, 4, because the bottom number tells us how many. So I shade the whole 1 for my whole number. And how many do I shade on my fraction? You got it, 1. Okay? So I have my 2 circles over here. And how many pieces is each one of these circles going to be divided into? You got it, 4. Okay, and how many pieces am I going to shade of my circles? Yes, 5. So I shade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can see that they are equal because I've shaded a whole 1 and 1/4 on the other side, in the other circle. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.